Well, I'm all for Christmas.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, then welcome. My name is Evelyn. Today's video is very fun and exciting. I have been working on some Christmas DIYs for the entire month of October, and I can't believe I finally get to share them with you all. They came out so good. I did some dupes from McGee Co, from Pottery Barn, from West Elm, and I just love how they turned out. I know you guys are all going to love them. I tried to keep these very budget friendly, very easy, and also very fun, so I really hope you all enjoy, and without further ado, let's get started. The first DIY is the infamous McGee Co bow tree topper. It retails for $22, but with shipping ends up costing over $30, so we are going to recreate it for a fraction of the cost. I purchased some poster paper at Walmart for about 50 cents, and the first thing that I did was measure the width of the original bow topper, which is about 3/4 of an inch. I measured 3/4 of an inch along the entire long side of the poster paper. I connected all the markings to create one straight line, and then I cut it. Once I had my strip of paper, I measured 17 inches, which is the perfect length for one side of the loops for the bow. Now to create the loop, I grabbed one end and twisted it as I pulled it downwards. So hopefully watching me do it is more helpful. I did try to demonstrate it very slowly, and I showed it twice, so hopefully you can recreate it. I also wanted to mention that I left the tail of the bow 6 inches long, which is almost identical to the McGee Co one. Last but not least, to secure the loop in place, I placed some tape, and then you're going to do this all over again. Cut another strip of paper, cut it 17 inches long, and create the other loop, but this time you're going to be folding it the opposite direction. Now for those extra strip of papers that you cut off, you can use those to create bow ornaments. They are the perfect size for the ornaments that they also sell on their site, so don't throw them away. You can create little mini bows to create bow ornaments. Now that you have both loops, you can put them together to create your bow, and one thing that I recommend is making sure that the bottom part of the bow creates a straight line. That way you get the exact same shape. I also recommend curving the ends of the bows similar to the one from McGee Co, so that's what I did. The next step is painting it, so I just used some rub and buff in the color Antique Gold, and I noticed that it was very similar in color, so you can purchase this at Michael's for $5. I know Hobby Lobby also sells it, Joann's. It's very affordable, so I used a brush and I also used my finger, and I noticed that the bow topper from McGee Co had some distressing and patina, so I tried to recreate it with paint. So I used melted chocolate, which is a craft paint that I got from Walmart, and I started to apply it with a brush, but I didn't like the overall look. I wanted it to look more aged, so I went in with a wet paper towel and just started dabbing it all over the place, and it gave me the perfect patina. Once you are satisfied with how it looks, I also had these wooden clothespins that I got from Walmart, and I used some Gorilla Glue to just attach it to the back. You can use any type of adhesive, and then you just clip it onto a tree, and it looks so cute. This next DIY is one that I was very excited to share. You all really love the African bell set that I shared in my haul. I purchased it on Etsy, and they are very hard to come by because they sell out so fast. So I wanted to create a DIY that was very affordable in case you missed out on them or don't have the budget to spend on one. While I was at Hobby Lobby, I saw this beautiful bell that cost me about $1.50, so very affordable. I do want to say that it's not as tall as the African bell that I have, but in the end you will get a similar look. I started off by applying a brown paint. I of course used melted chocolate and just dabbed it all over the bell. We are going to create layers on this bell to make it look aged, so the brown is a perfect base layer. I also love that the bell is already brass, so that way it peeks through the paints we are going to apply. Next up, I applied dark taupe, which is the star of the show. This color made it look very aged and just distressed. I love how this color color made the bell look. So I'm going to be applying that all over the bell and then adding some more melted chocolate to blend those colors together. I was so excited to share this DIY with all of you. I know you all really enjoy my DIYs and I love creating them. I always get so many messages saying that I can sell my DIYs and that you all wish I did so that you could buy them, and I would absolutely love the opportunity to do that. Although I don't have the time right now, I did start looking into how to start selling on Etsy. I started taking a class on how to open an Etsy shop over on Skillshare, and a huge thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. It has been very informative and interesting to learn the back end of owning a business on Etsy through the class that I have been taking on Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes led by industry experts across film, illustration, design, freelance, productivity, and so much more. There are lots of classes to choose from, whether you want to learn a craft or a DIY, or you want to start your own YouTube channel but don't know anything about filming. They do offer classes for that as well. I have been taking this class from Parker Guard, who is a video content producer at Etsy, and he offers a class on how to build an Etsy shop, and I have learned so much. So if you are interested in joining this amazing learning community, the first 500 people to use my link in the description will receive a 1-month free trial. So I highly recommend giving it a try if you have been wanting to learn something new. Once you are happy with the distressing of the bell, you are then going to go in with rub and buff. I have the color European Gold, but you can use a color that you have on hand, whether it's antique gold or gold leaf. I know those colors are more accessible, so I just applied it with a brush and brushed it on certain areas, and then to blend it, I used the napkin that I was using to dab the paint. And last but not least, I went in with watered down melted chocolate. I noticed that the brown kind of disappeared, so I wanted to bring it back, and I didn't want it to be opaque, so I watered it down and just applied it all over the bell. Now for the mini bell, I also found some at Hobby Lobby. These are actually place card holders, so they are meant for a tablescape, but we are going to use it as the mini bell. The first thing that I did was apply that same rub and buff all over just to cover the red of the bell. I first started to apply it with my finger, but I noticed that using a brush was giving me so much texture and it was actually making it look vintage. So I highly recommend using a brush. You get so much texture. And then I just basically followed the same steps that we did with the larger bell. I applied melted chocolate and dark taupe and blended those two together, and then last but not least, I watered down the melted chocolate and applied it all over the bell. To attach them together, I just looped the mini bell onto the larger bell, and I added some brown ribbon that I got from Amazon. I love how it turned out. It gives you a very similar look to those African bells, and I know it's not exactly the same as the African bells, but if you want the overall look and display of them, I really hope this DIY inspired you to recreate it yourself. Next up is a bell garland that I saw on West Elm for $50, and I also saw it on McGee Co for $20. Now I know that $20 is more of a reasonable price, but again, with shipping it comes out to $30. So I found a set of the same bells on Amazon for $9. I had some jute rope that I had picked up at Dollar Tree for $1, so we are going to recreate this for under $10. All you have to do is cut the jute rope to 6 feet, and I did want mine to be a little bit thicker, so I did do 2 layers of the jute rope. I laid it out on my table, and then I started placing and spacing the bells on the jute rope. That way I knew how far apart I wanted the bells. I then then hook it onto the jute rope and I closed it back up, and then I just tied a knot exactly where I had placed it. Now originally I was tying the knot and looping all the other bells that I had already done. I don't know why I didn't do the other end that didn't have any bells, so definitely don't do what I did, just loop it through the other side of the string, that way it's not all messy with all the other bells. But that is it. It's very simple, very easy. You can hang this on a garland, you can hang it on your mantle. I haven't decorated for Christmas just yet, so I just hung it onto my console table just to give you an idea of what it looks like, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. For this next DIY, we are going to be recreating these very popular pomegranates that are from McGee Co. They are discontinued, unfortunately, and then I know that Cottage and Key Home did have them this year, but they sold out. So we are going to be recreating them for a very affordable price. I saw some pomegranates at Hobby Lobby for about $2, so I did pick up 2 of them, and I did tape off the tip of the pomegranate, that way it didn't get any paint on it. But I picked up some spray paint from Lowe's for $6, and I was very impressed with the quality of this spray paint. It went on so smooth, and it was a very similar gold to the ones from McGee Co. So once those were completely dry, I went in with my favorite paint, which you can all guess by now, melted chocolate. I watered it down and I started to apply it with a paper towel, but I did notice that it was a little too watered down. It wasn't showing up on the pomegranate like I wanted it to, so I added a little bit more paint, and what I did was I would apply it with the paper towel all over the pomegranate, and then I would blend it with a clean paper towel because I didn't want it to be just the melted chocolate color. I wanted it to be mainly gold but have a little bit of patina with the brown paint, and I mainly focused on the tip of the pomegranate similar to the ones from McGee Co, and that is it. It's a very simple DIY, very easy to recreate. You can style them on a book, on your shelves. They are just so perfect for Christmas. Moving on to the next DIY, we are going to be recreating these very popular gingerbread houses from Pottery Barn. Now I know there are lots of DIYs out there on how to do this, on how to do the gingerbread house, so I got lots of inspiration and did my own take on it. I was looking for a house that had a similar shape to the ones from Pottery Barn with a pointed roof and then the long skinny one. So I found some houses at Target in the Halloween section, and I thought I could spray paint them, so I picked up some spray paint from Lowe's in the color nutmeg. I gave them a good coat, and once they were completely dry, I went in with this white marker that I had from a very long time ago, but I'm sure you can find some on Amazon, at Hobby Lobby, at Michael's, so I will have some link down below for you. So what I did was I had my laptop right next to me. I pulled up the Pottery Barn gingerbread houses, I looked at their design, and then just started creating my own design, and this was so therapeutic, and I cannot explain how relaxing it was to just be drawing. So I highly recommend doing this DIY, whether it's by yourself or with a friend, with your kids, with your grandkids. It was so much fun. So once I was done drawing with the white marker, I wanted it to have a 3-dimensional look, so I picked up some puffy paint from Walmart for about $1, and then I just started outlining the house, the roof, the chimney, around the windows, around the doors, or any larger swirls. So you can use the design that I did. You can pause the video, take a screenshot, or you can recreate the design that Pottery Barn has, or even just create your own. This is the time to get creative and just have lots of fun. You can style these on your kitchen countertops, on your shelves. There are endless ways to style them and they look so cute. Next DIY is a Christmas pillow. Now I always have a hard time finding a Christmas pillow that I love, that is not only neutral but that I can use year after year no matter what theme that I do. So I decided, why not create my own? I had this pillow from Target. It's a neutral lumbar pillow and I picked up some stencils on Amazon. They were very affordable and you get so many different designs. And what I did, I just added duct tape on both the top and the bottom to stick onto the pillow, and then I purchased some fabric markers on Amazon, I believe $6 or $7, very affordable, and you get lots of different colors, but I decided to go with the dark brown color and also the bow stencils. And I did 2 lines going down vertically on the pillow and it looks so cute. I think you can even use this year round because bows are not just technically Christmas. You don't have to do bows like I did. There are, like I said, Christmas trees, Santa hats, snowflakes, so many different designs that you can do. I love how it turned out. It looks so cute paired next to my other Christmas pillow, and it's also nice knowing that you have a unique pillow in your home that you created yourself. Last but not least is a vintage inspired artist board. I have this artist board from Pedaling Home and I wanted to add some Mod Podge on it to give it that vintage look, and that way I can display it on an easel. This is very simple. All you do is apply Mod Podge all over and it gives it texture as if it were a real painting. I have shared this DIY so many different times on my channel and you guys really like it. I know a lot of you have recreated it and it's just so easy and affordable and it gives you a very high-end look. You can also do this on prints that you get from CVS, which is what I usually do, but I wanted to switch it up and do it on an artist board and they look so good. They look like a vintage piece of art, which is exactly what I wanted. Alright you guys, that concludes today's video. Let me know down below in the comments, what do you think of today's DIYs? I was so excited to share them all with you. I would love to know your thoughts and which one was your favorite. I think my favorite was the African bell set. I love how that turned out and I kept staring at it next to my original one and I just couldn't believe that I created that. I hope this gives you some inspiration to go out and buy the materials and recreate them for yourself. And if you do, I would love to know. You can send me a picture on Instagram, you can email me. I would love to see your recreations. Also, don't forget to check out Skillshare. I will have that link down below and the first 500 people to use it will receive a 1-month free trial. So if you have been wanting to learn something new, I highly recommend it. I have been enjoying the class that I have been taking. I appreciate all of you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching and until next time, bye.